Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, April 20th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 689 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Energy transmission projects like Grain-Belt Express key to prevent Missouri outages. Climate change, future-proofing coffee in a warming world. One American News fires producer who publicly criticized the pro-Trump network's election coverage. Kevin McCarthy jumps on Marjorie Taylor Greene's bandwagon, saying he'll introduce his own resolution to censure Maxine Waters for her dangerous comments. The police officer who fatally shot 13-year-old Adam Toledo was listed as a victim on an incident report. One law enforcement expert said it's an old cop trick meant to muddy the murky waters. FBI arrests former NC police chief on 73 charges of evidence tampering, drug trafficking. Elderly Korean couple attacked in park in California by same man who harassed Olympian Sakura Kakume, police say. A former car dealership employee in North Carolina is accusing the company of dishing out hostile racial harassment to black employees. R. Kelly associate admits to setting accuser as Rio Clary's SUV on fire. Nevada inmate fighting execution seeks firing squad option. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Doge Army showers love on new exit begins accepting Dogecoin payments, Benzinga. Apple Store sitemap is down, new iPad Pro, iMac and more expected at spring-loaded event 925 Mac. Photographer reveals how he covered Prince Philip's funeral in the most unobtrusive way, HuffPost. It's almost like insanity, GOP base continues to lash out over Trump's defeat, Politico. Alarm in Ukraine as Russian forces mass at border, The New York Times. Montana backcountry guy dies after he was mauled by grizzly near Yellowstone, NBC News. James Corden slams soccer Super League plan, it's the end of the sport we love, Hollywood Reporter. Russia to decide whether to quit the International Space Station, Yahoo Entertainment. Elon Musk, autopilot feature wasn't enabled in fatal Texas crash, Axios. 2021 Minnesota Vikings mock draft database, V8.0, Daily Norseman. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Why you should think twice before praising someone's pandemic weight loss. Why wearing nice underwear can be good for your mental health. Biden is already tightening battered U.S.-Europe relations. Sean Hannity mocked for insane praise of Trump during bonkers Fox News interview. Sacha Baron Cohen reveals how that other infamous bar at 2 feet moment unfolded. Photographer reveals how he covered Prince Philip's funeral in the most unobtrusive way. Conservative group calls out groveling Marco Rubio over Trump and damning ad. Judge resigns after admitting to saying N-word, all lives matter at work. Tucker Carlson slammed over lynching comments about Derek Chauvin trial. Governor Andrew Cuomo may face probe for alleged misuse of state resources. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Huggies, Kleenex maker bring high-paying jobs. Pregnant woman, husband, 2-year-old shot to death. Suspect tries to drown police dog in creek. Man accused in deadly shooting held on $4 M bond. School district drops face mask requirement. Preschool owners battle city over eminent domain. 7-year-old W heart condition becomes SWAT officer. 6th grader W cerebral palsy makes football play and video goes viral. Fire at church intentional, investigators say. 4 million pounds of litter removed from road. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. A fifth of older U.S. adults remain unvaccinated. UN reports surge of migrant children entering Mexico, destined for U.S. Finland is again the world's happiest country, report finds. A global tipping point for reigning in tech has arrived. Restaurants fought for COVID survival, with some tech helpers. What should museums do with the bones of the enslaved? No, we don't know if coronavirus vaccines affect periods. Anxious? Me, too. This conversation could help. Being willing to die for this country cannot protect me from it. America's Amazon problems. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Dr. Nicole Saphier, COVID and Anthony Fauci, here's the best thing he can do right now. Minnesota's Walls declares state of emergency prior to Derek Chauvin verdict. FedEx driver shot during Colorado robbery, 3 suspects on the run. Waters brushes off judge's criticism over confrontational comment, claims he said her words don't matter. Super realistic muscle suits hit the market. Rocket Sterling Brown assaulted in Miami, team says. Chauvin trial judge slams inflammatory remarks by Waters. Whitmer faces fresh criticism after visit to Florida revealed. Journalists beaten, pepper sprayed, arrested as Minnesota police out of control at protests. Los Angeles mayor proposes $24 pilot basic income program in budget. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, April 20th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Ring video show creepy encounters by man outside home of frightened mom. Stimulus check update, will you get a fourth relief payment? How Dottie Pepper's former mentor George Pulver might advise Dustin Johnson and Will Zalatoris. Cesar Emanuel on VH1's Black Ink Crew New York, TV was so dry without us. What happens if Derek Chauvin is convicted, or if he's acquitted? What should you do with COVID-19 vaccination card after getting both doses? Death followed us to this place, family flees war-torn Yemen to fall victim to Oakland violence. Stimulus check latest, will you be receiving a plus-out payment? CBS Sports, the new home of World Series of Poker main event. We have a history with this tournament and we're excited to rekindle it. Watch the Derek Chauvin trial live. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. European Super League rebels could breach players' contracts by breaking away. Boy, 16, died when he plowed into wall as he and fellow burglar fled police. Tesco fined $7.5 million for selling out-of-date food in 3 stores. Pub owners rage at weekend of no-shows after people don't turn up for book beer garden table. Schoolboy, 15, is expelled from $44,000 a year Abingdon School. Coronavirus, lockdown did not cause a spike in suicides in England, study finds. Boris Johnson to hold 5 p.m. COVID press conference amid growing concerns over Indian variant. Queen suffers another loss as former manager of the Royal Stud Sir Michael Oswald dies aged 86. Pimlico Race Row, walls outside London School are vandalized with hateful graffiti. Singletons are honesty bombing in latest dating trend by being more upfront about what they want. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus Live News, EU to rule on J&J vaccine safety, India records nearly 1.6 million cases in a week. European Super League, backlash builds against breakaway plan, live. How U.S. helmet laws are used against cyclists of color and homeless people. With climate anxiety on the rise, therapists are learning how to cope. Tasers aren't a solution. Why stun guns have failed to stop police killings. He survived California's deadliest wildfire, but not his encounter with police. George Russell issues full apology to Valtteri Bottas after Imola F1 crash. Violence erupts as Mexico's deadly gangs aim to cement power in largest ever elections. U.S. ambassador to leave Moscow as tensions rise. Within minutes I was weeping, the U.S. pastor using scripture to mobilize climate action. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Alleged gunmen in FedEx shooting browsed white supremacist websites, police say. Walter Mondale, Carter's vice president, dies at 93. Alarmed by Tiger King, senators propose ban on private ownership of big cats. Key takeaways from the Derek Chauvin murder trial, Day 15. How some Republican lawmakers are fighting conservatives' COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy. Police officer died of natural causes day after Capitol riot, medical examiner. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID-19, U.S. to advise against travel to 80% of countries. European Super League, we want to save football, says Chairman Perez. Big cats, U.S. senators seek ban on private ownership of lions and tigers. James Charles, YouTube temporarily demonetizes beauty influencer. Super League will save football, real president. Germany CDU, Armin Laschet backed by Merkel party in chancellor race. Climate change, carbon surge expected in post-COVID energy boom. COVID in Uttar Pradesh, coronavirus overwhelms India's most populous state. George Floyd, U.S. city on edge as jury deliberates Chauvin verdict. Why the world should pay attention to Taiwan's drought. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Former Vice President Walter Mondale dies at 93. AP Top Stories April 19th. U.S. reporting more than 400,000 cases per week, State Department to raise travel alert level to most countries, live COVID-19 updates. Nashville civil rights veteran see future hope. Search for missing crew to be suspended. It buried the boy for 20 minutes, swordfish weighing 436 pounds reeled in by Stewart, Florida, woman. Assault or reasonable policing, takeaways from Derek Chauvin trial's closing arguments as jury begins deliberations. Minneapolis braces for verdict from Derek Chauvin trial. Today in history, April 20th. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Garcetti's big plans for LA restaurants and food carts. Nomination of Dr. Drew for Homeless Commission is pulled after outcry. A high-stakes moment for Los Angeles Police Department as city braces for verdict in Derek Chauvin trial. Paul Flores is denied bail while awaiting trial in Kristen Smart's disappearance. Garcetti seeks to stem poverty, boost social justice and vision for LA's recovery. As LA County reopens, officials plan for COVID-19 economic recovery. LAUSD coronavirus testing reveals 177 infections prior to first campus openings. Mayor Garcetti's $24 million anti-poverty program would give cash to LA residents. Evacuations lifted for wildfire in Riverside County. Mother charged with killing 3 young children in Reseda apartment. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. South African teen commits suicide after bullied by schoolgirl in viral video. China is committing crimes against humanity with its treatment of Uyghurs in Xinjiang, human rights group says. 1/5 of QAnon posts in US originated in foreign countries like China, Russia, analysis shows. China launches app for citizens to report anyone who has mistaken opinions or denies the excellence of socialist culture. US warns airlines on flights near Ukraine-Russian border. New Zealand airport worker tests positive to COVID on second day of travel bubble. Relentless climate crisis intensified in 2020, says UN report. Duterte says he will send warships to West Philippine Sea if China starts drilling for oil. The war against Russia spies just cost Putin billions from a cancelled nuclear contract. We are Reuters journalists Poppy McPherson and Xu Naing. We've been covering the recent events in Myanmar. Ask us anything. Moscow's military buildup on the border with Ukraine is even bigger than in 2014 when Russia invaded Crimea, a Pentagon spokesman said Monday, describing the deployment as very seriously concerning. Major Archbishop, Ukrainians living in psychological terror as Russian troops gather at border. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has lost control of the Knesset and may soon also lose the Prime Minister's office, after the anti-Netanyahu bloc defeated him in a key vote in the parliament on Monday. Break their roots. New report details Chinese authorities' alleged torture, rape of Uyghur women. A once prized coffee species, rediscovered in West Africa decades after it was thought to have disappeared, is just as tasty as high-end Arabica and more resilient to climate change, scientists said, adding that the forgotten bean could help future-proof quality coffee. The next headlines are from Forbes. Salt tax deduction, will Democrats cut taxes for the rich? United CEO says airlines poised for a future that is brighter than ever, even as he reports a huge loss. Foxconn in Wisconsin, this makes more sense. Scientists create wood that generates useful amounts of electricity. Behind the scenes with new chopped 420 feet host Ron Funches. Micromobility startup. Raises $85 million to expand into e-bikes. How digitization has birthed a new look automotive aftermarket. Florentino Perez defends European Super League as Spain's elite desires its own game. What value do suburban grounds have to the NRL? Why renewables cause blackouts and increase vulnerability to extreme weather. The next headlines are from Nature.com. China should track impact of pollution on health and the environment. China's publications, fewer but better. Sharing COVID data, check these recommendations and guidelines. Support Myanmar's embattled scientists and students. Adjuvanting a subunit COVID-19 vaccine to induce protective immunity. Born secret, the heavy burden of bomb physics. The damages total, fire rips through historic South African library and plant collection. A molecular connection hints at how a genetic risk factor drives Crohn's disease. Liftoff, first flight on Mars launches new way to explore worlds. Charting ice from above. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,699,891,829 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Bitmaven banks $25 million in funding to expand video streaming toolset. Locarno Film Festival expands Industry Academy program to Africa. DAZN Chairman Kevin Mayer sees profitability in sports streaming, fitness videos and TikTok-style social commerce. Age 8 Evan stars in Rudra Disney Plus Hotstar's India adaptation of Luther. Warner Media sets in Elise Sitavist as head of unscripted for EMEA, overseeing content for HBO Max. France's drama theaters occupied to support freelance workers. Viacom CBS to launch Nick Plus in Japan following Rakuten deal. James Murdoch envisages the rise of creator-led franchises as media conglomerates dumb down. Cinephile borrowed Songs of Earth from self-portrait co-Helmer Margaret Olin exclusive. Abyss, Netflix's Bela Bajaria pinpoints the duality of local authenticity on a global platform. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Comic, radiating love and positivity while teaching in the pandemic. Immigrant detention for profit faces growing resistance after big expansion under Trump. Looming Chauvin verdict will test Biden's leadership on race. Stuck at 435 representatives, why the U.S. House hasn't grown with census counts. Coast Guard ends search for missing crew members of capsized boat off Louisiana. Humana Incorporated, overcharged Medicare nearly $200 million, federal audit fines. State Department to issue travel warnings amid unprecedented COVID-19 risks. How the pandemic changed the college admissions selection process this year. Judge denies mistrial request over Rep. Waters' confrontational comment. The following headlines are from The Week. Walter Mondale and the Legacy of 1984. America's vaccine glut is here, time to share. Late night hosts handicap Matthew McConaughey's Texas gubernatorial odds, suggest vaccination messaging. After another cordial White House infrastructure meeting, GOP is still a no on raising corporate taxes. Report, Biden administration weighing cut to nicotine in cigarettes. Walter Mondale changed the Senate filibuster, and he would have reformed it again. State Department to issue do not travel advisories for 80% of countries. Jimmy Carter calls Walter Mondale an invaluable partner who transformed the vice presidency. Walter Mondale spoke with Kamala Harris on the day before he died. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Election integrity or voter intimidation? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Meteorites hold early atmospheres from across the solar system. NASA picks SpaceX to land astronauts on the moon. This is a collapsed pit on Mars, not a pimple. You wouldn't believe what I just saw. Ingenuity helicopter flies successfully on Mars. Roman Space Telescope will also find rogue black holes. How does water go from interstellar clouds to habitable worlds? These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, April 20th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Dates of lunar and solar eclipses in 2021. Celebrate Earth Day 2021 with NASA. Moon-Mars occultation, from India. It flew. Mars helicopter takes to the air. The next news is from Politico. Europe slips in media freedom rankings amid rising violence. Biden's first 100 days. Germany's Christian Democrats back candidate to run for chancellor. Trump has pushed vaccines, not vaccinations. Ex-aides wish he'd done both. As China revs up battery production, Dem lawmakers see another Middle East nightmare. Chris Murphy reckons with risk of failure in his career-long gun control push. It's almost like insanity. GOP base continues to lash out over Trump's defeat. Opinion: what American workers really want instead of a union at Amazon. Chauvin judge warns Waters' comments may overturn trial. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Prisoners kept behind bars for months amid parole board backlog. Hardcore primary school-age offenders targeted in crime crackdown. Police came close to finding cop killer's lair before officer gunned down. GABA revamp details sought ahead of federal funding decision. National Trust tackles Richmond on grandstand demolition. Military leaders, security chiefs demand action on climate threat. Momirovsky banned for 3 games after failed judiciary bid. W Awards, Paxman, Carney maintain perfect All-Australian records. Brief, intense exercise helps students cope with HSC and life stress. Right now it feels like 50-50 feet, Dufty's hopes of Dragons deal imbalance. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Europe markets, tobacco stocks get ashed after report that Biden administration could require nicotine cutbacks. NerdWallet, even if you're vaccinated, here's how COVID safety rules can still put a damper on your travel plans. Kelley Blue Book, check out this new small pickup, the 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz. NerdWallet, is your budget ready for reopening? Next Avenue, more people over 50 are playing video games, how you can learn to play like a millennial. The Moneyest, I vow to fight for full custody of my kids. I married my wife thrice to bring her to the US. She surprised me with divorce. Facebook announces Clubhouse competitor among new audio tools. The Wall Street Journal, Oatly, backed by Oprah and Blackstone, file for IPO. Capitol Report, cannabis banking bill approved by House, future in Senate uncertain. What's worth streaming? Here's everything coming to Amazon Prime Video in May 2021. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Aurora Mobile partners with new energy vehicle manufacturer Hiken to boost AI-powered smart driver experiences, Globe Newswire. In India, COVID-19 vaccines face a more urgent problem than IPR, Bloomberg Quint. Protecting your rights, protecting works created by employees and independent contractors, J.D. Supra. IIT Madras filed 184 patents in 2020, The Hindu. Supreme Court case pits inventors against their former employers, Bloomberg Law. This week in Washington IP protections for COVID-19 vaccines, increasing inclusivity in the U.S. patent system and App Store antitrust issues, IPWatchdog.com. A strong patent portfolio is a valuable asset. Patent filings shine light on microbial innovation trends, foodnavigator.com. Despite lockdown in 2020, 184 Indian, international patents filed from IIT Madras, DNA India. Time for universities and business to really put their heads together on students and work, The Australian. Nokia and Lenovo settle patent dispute, Apple wins $506 million patent damages appeal and more, IP News Center. The next headlines are from Quartz. African collectors are driving global sales of contemporary African art. Chauvin jury deliberates, Apple opts out, donut coffin. Even if all adults are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, can India ensure all of them get it? Urban Indians trust the government more than e-commerce firms when it comes to data security. Social media is a resource gold mine for COVID-battered Indians, for better or for worse. As India opens up COVID-19 vaccines for all adults, there are many who have already cut the queue. How much TV money could the European Super League command? Two low-carbon concrete startups will split the $15 million Carbon X prize. The complete guide to NFTs. Why Joe Biden's multi-billion-dollar vaccine aid pledges are meaningless. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Judge has some fun denying injunction requested by one brewery for another over trademark suit. From Jurassic Park to telepathic monkeys, Elon Musk press hype is getting a bit thick. Josh Hawley, we must break up companies whose politics I disagree with for discriminating against people whose politics I agree with. Internal Affairs used Clearview to identify 2 NYPD officers caught drinking on the job. Striking cable techs build their own iSpin NYC. Daily Deal, Ultra HD 1080p Intelligent Home Projector. The Privacy Paradox, when big tech is good on privacy, they're attacked as being bad for competition. FBI flexes Rule 41 powers, uses remote access technique to neutralize compromised software all over the U.S. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Robin Hood. Luther Vandross. Demi Lovato. Steph Curry. Walter Mondale. Jack Harlow. Liverpool. PPP loan. Safe Moon. Stuart Sink. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Getting along with Putin is a good thing. US should be friendly to Russia and not drive it towards China, ex-President Trump says. Putin and Biden summit will delight media, but it won't change anything. Relations between Russia and US are being slowly dismantled. Japan bears responsibility for all of mankind with plan to dump nuclear wastewater into ocean, China says. Global crude prices rise on falling inventories and weakening US dollar. China's President Xi calls for end to hegemony and demands fair world order in veiled jab at the US. German Chancellor election, CDU's Laschet secures place on ballot after party top brass pick him over CSU-friendly rival Soter. Arizona bans vaccination passports and ends requirement to wear masks in schools, prompting backlash. Russia remains world's second largest oil producer for 10 months in a row, report. Biden administration bans ICE and CBP from using dehumanizing language such as illegal alien, reports. Richard Dawkins stripped of Humanist of the Year award after inviting discussion on transgender issues in tweet. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. German regulator accuses Deutsche Bank board member of insider trading linked to Wirecard. Renewables dominate the headlines, but oil and gas remain king. Chauvin judge blasts abhorrent Maxine Waters' words, says may result in this whole trial being overturned. U2 guitarist backs nuclear power to help solve climate change. The media lead repeatedly about Officer Brian Sicknick's death, and they just got caught. An amusing look at Brexit scare stories versus what actually happened. Britain to deploy 2 warships to Black Sea as solidarity with Ukraine. UK Labour leader kicked out of pub by anti-lockdown landlord. Oceania takes on Eurasia and East Asia. WHO rejects vaccine passport for international travelers. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Number of people in employment in UK fell unexpectedly in March. Victims of Syrian-governed chemical attacks file case in Sweden. IEA issues dire warning as CO2 emissions set to soar in 2021. Ingo's call for urgent aid as millions on brink of starvation. Project Force, who will win the underwater arms race? Unprovoked escalation, U.S. slams Russian plan to block Black Sea. Pakistan's parliament to debate French envoy's expulsion. Pakistan FM raises visa restrictions issue with top UAE officials. Former U.S. Vice President Walter Mondale dies at 93. Lego's billionaire owners look for investments to reduce plastic. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Detroit Police Chief, Trlabes, Waters remarks shameful for 9 white communities that rely on police. Trump, looking at 2024 on very seriously, beyond seriously. Graham, nobody in the world is afraid of Joe Biden, and that's dangerous for us here at home. Eric Garcetti unveils justice budget, income grants, DACA fees, slavery reparations, alternatives to policing. McCarthy, Maxine Waters believes there's value in violence, censure could result in loss of financial services chairmanship. 250 D.C. National Guard activated in advance of the Eric Chauvin verdict. Exclusive GOP insiders, irrelevant George W. Bush laughably out of touch with pro-mass migration tour. Florida Senator Rick Scott, woke corporations should expect backlash. Facing down censure vote, Maxine Waters defiant, the whole civil rights movement is confrontation. Loeffler's Greater Georgia targets Biden, Abrams, Warnock with new billboards. The next headlines are from UPI News. Missouri man wins $100,000 lottery jackpot after multiple $1,000 prizes. Watch, spaceship-inspired New Mexico house for sale. Look, overdue library book returned to high school after 32 years. Watch, lost lamb spends the night in Irish jail cell. Watch, girl, 5, wins staring contest with bobcat in Colorado yard. Look, Florida firefighters rescue ducklings from storm drain. Watch, Idaho man catches balls with bucket on his head to reclaim Guinness title. Watch, monitor lizard rescued from busy Singapore road. The next headlines are from odd, strange and bizarre things. Fun plant facts for this spring season. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. NASA Ingenuity helicopter made historic first brief test flight on Mars today. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Man returned $10 K2 guy who left the cash on his bumper, and was given the most surprising reward. Female entrepreneurs tend community gardens while growing their small businesses, too. Fresh sheets or great books, these are the top 50 simple pleasures that Americans love the most. 9 eco deals for this Earth Day. Airport calls in the beekeepers to save pollinators. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, April 20th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Asian San Jose cop in trouble for nunchucking to Mortal Kombat music. Tesco fined €8.79 and for selling out-of-date food at 3 UK stores. Giampaolo Fattori. Taiwanese man marries woman 4 times, divorces her 3 times just to enjoy 32 days of marriage leave. States must keep oxygen demand under control, Union Minister Piyush Goyal. Duplicate State Bank of India branch busted, son of ex-bank employee caught running fake division. Drunk driver interrupts school's drunk driving presentation. Kids find crystal meth in a shrub. Arizona woman wakes up to find tires slashed, severed finger on driveway. Elderly woman taken to wrong house by ambulance and tucked up in stranger's bed. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Elon Musk casts doubt over autopilot involvement in fatal Tesla crash. Reddit introduces its Clubhouse clone because it's 2021 and that's what we do now. How to score Horizon Zero Dawn for PS4 and PS5 for free before May 14th. How to watch Apple's spring-loaded event. Facebook is about to put voice clips and podcasts in your news feed. Fitbit's new $150 looks aims to be a more stylish fitness tracker. Oh great, Apple is letting Parler back onto the App Store. BMW bets on its EV sales growing 20% in China by 2025. New research, we won't travel faster than light anytime soon, but we might be able to distort the flow of time. The UK is considering creating a Britcoin to repair broken Britain. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Snake venom complexity is driven by prey diet. B-cell activating factor possible key to hemophilia immune tolerance. Tiny implantable tool for light sheet imaging of brain activity. Research inside hill slopes could help wildfire and drought prediction. New algorithm uses online learning for massive cell datasets. Making waves in oceanography, upwelling defies prior theories. Unique mode of cell migration on soft viscoelastic surfaces. Early deaths rising in workers using methylene chloride paint strippers. DNA robots designed in minutes instead of days. SARS-CoV-2 variants from minks evade inhibition by antibodies. The next headlines are from Information Week. Oz offers course on basics of machine learning. Time to modernize your data integration framework. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, April 20th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA's Ingenuity Mars helicopter succeeds in historic first flight. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. The Triple Team, 2 Sixth Man of the Year candidates lead the Jazz to win over Lakers. No Donovan Mitchell, Utah Jazz embrace depth and balance to make up for his absence. Map, see where Utahns are most hesitant to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Murder case against ex-cop in Floyd's death goes to the jury. Here's how you can safely dispose of prescription drugs you don't need. Earmarks split Utah's lawmakers, with Mike Lee and Mitt Romney vowing to seek none. Mendenhall plants first of 1,000 more trees for Salt Lake City's west side. Utah kids experiencing abuse still need help from trusted adults as COVID-19 continues, doctor says. Gordon Monson, Utah alum Alex Smith is saying goodbye to football, but at age 36, still has lots of chapters ahead of him. American influence hangs over bid to create soccer super league in Europe. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Microsoft's Visual Studio 2022 announced. Elon Musk denies autopilot use in fatal Tesla crash where police claim no one was driving. Missing Arctic ice fueled the beast of the East winter storm. DNA robots designed in minutes instead of days. Reddit Talk is a Clubhouse competitor for subreddits. Dogecoin traders push to make April 20th Doge Day. Flying on Mars fueled with open source software. Annoying loud TV commercials to get scrutiny from the FCC. Sony won't shut down PS3 and PS Vita stores after all. Microsoft Edge Performance Mode takes the load off your CPU and RAM, saves battery. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Jennings School District renames junior high to honor board president. Return of cold weather expected to delay St. Louis County pothole repairs into May. DeJong hits 2 of Cardinals' 5 hours and 12-5 win at Nationals. Genevieve officer out of surgery, remains hospitalized after firebomb attack. Shifting gears as Missouri weather changes again. You paid for it, St. Louis sheriff admits landlord got a bad deal with eviction moratorium. A jury deliberates and our nation sits on edge, sloth president's message as Derek Chauvin case unfolds. Missouri House report says Rober should be ousted for alleged abuse. Man shot to death near Old Halls Ferry Road in St. Louis County. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Vista couple killed in plane crash remembered for showing people their passion. Ex-motorcycle club president gets 15 years for meth distribution. Cartels use COVID-19 as excuse to raise drug prices, distribute food to poor in Mexico, report says. New COVID-19 antibody treatment facility opens in South Bay. Baja California puts reins on post-COVID freedoms. Advocates shocked to learn Biden consider keeping Trump's cap on refugees. One dead, two others hurt after SUV crashes into tree. Suspect in Kristen Smart's disappearance pleads not guilty to murder charge. MTS announces $5.50 M settlement, releases video following in custody death. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. iOS 14.5 release date, Beta 8 and all the new features for your iPhone. Explainer, were Russian spies behind tech arms depot explosions in 2014, Kiev Post, Ukraine's global voice. SolarWinds affair, Russia expels U.S., Polish diplomat in counter-retaliation, Khodorkovsky compromise, big data gangs. Man stalking Taylor Swift arrested at singer's New York City building, police. Stalker frisked at bride Sigonite Taylor Swift's ham. Queen Elizabeth wore a brooch with a romantic backstory to Prince Philip's funeral. Ford F-150 spy photos appears to show the Mach-E's infotainment system. Taylor Swift stalker arrested for breaking into her NYC apartment. Queen Elizabeth won't celebrate her 95th birthday as usual following Prince Philip's death. Dozwotny Wizini DLA stalker Azab CZ Mrgawa. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Rheinmetall, Northrop Grumman to cooperate on enhanced range artillery ammunition field. Belarus increases military activity across the country. Pentagon raised concerns over Russian military buildup on the border with Ukraine. Colombian fighters intercept Il-96 aircraft of Russia's main security agency. Boeing received $79.40 for support for Japanese KC-46A tankers. U.S. Navy awards contract to Huntington Ingalls for amphibious assault ship LHA-9. Hanwha, Oshkosh team for U.S. Army's future ground combat vehicle competition. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. U.S. and China commit to taking enhanced climate actions after Kerry's negotiations in Shanghai. COVID-19 spurs more, and younger, Chinese people to create wills. Huawei to hire 5,000 engineers for electric car tech. Wang Shuong's extra time winner sends China into Olympics. China's gay emperor known for his cut sleeve. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Program works to make fitness inclusive for LGBTQ+ individuals. Bay Area doctors discuss whether outdoor mask mandate should be dropped. Caught on camera, children arrested for attempted carjackings in San Leandro. Oral arguments for Newsom's use of power lawsuit set to begin. What you need to know about the COVID-19 vaccine and fertility. Deadly house fire may be connected to liquor store shooting in Oakland, police say. Marin County could move to yellow tier Tuesday. Curry hits 10-3s, scores 49 and Warriors win in Philly. Freebies, list of deals on 420 to satisfy your munchies. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Out of sight but center stage, jurors weigh Chauvin's fate. Bay locals protest planned Netflix reality series. NFL, iHeartMedia teaming up to launch podcast network. Sharks Marlowe breaks house NHL games played record. Suns edge Bucks 128-127 after foul in final second of OT. In response to police shooting of Adam Toledo, DuPage activists call for collaboration. Cunin, Jarn Kroc lead Predators 2-5-2 win over Blackhawks. More than half of Illinois adults have had at least one jab of COVID-19 vaccine. In recent COVID-19 outbreaks at schools, sports are the frequent culprit. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. While Wash lawmakers debate overturn drug possession law, local jurisdictions pass own bills. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclones Yuragi 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, April 20th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Afghanistan, how 6 good reasons can still lead to a bad decision. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Pollution Watch Tuesday, cool front Tuesday night. Homeless advocate brutally attacked by homeless woman in Clear Lake. SH-288 blocked for safety purposes at I-610 due to pavement failure. ABC 13's Who's Hiring virtual job fair continues to help Houstonians. You can get COVID vaccine with no appointment at NRG Park, judge says. Exclusive look inside the suddenly shuttered Houston migrant shelter. Houston activists organizing as they wait for Derek Chauvin trial verdict. Rockets guard Sterling Brown suffers laceration to face during assault. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick died of natural causes after riot, medical examiner rules. Derek Chauvin trial, murder case against ex-cop in George Floyd's death goes to jury. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. China rejects accusations of abuses in Xinjiang. Many global stocks lower after Wall Street decline. EU regulator prepares to issue advice on use of J&J vaccine. The latest, Malaysian opposition seeks end to emergency. Malaysian opposition urges King to end coronavirus emergency. Germany awaits final verdict on battle to lead Merkel's bloc. U.S. ambassador in Moscow heads home for consultations. Column, drop in payroll adds fuel to baseball labor talks. West Virginia's largest city okays needle exchange ordinance. EU expands sanctions against Myanmar military companies. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Tri-State teens research and share insights on economic inequality in age of COVID. In major union endorsement, NYC teachers back Scott Stringer for mayor. Extra, Morrissey versus The Simpsons. Governor Andrew Cuomo now facing potential criminal probe into book deal. NYPD launches civilian panel to review potential hate crimes. We need something better, Lower East Siders urge city to halt East River Park resiliency project. Lear wants to be first in North America with battery-powered commuter trains. Here are all the candidates that made the NYC mayoral ballot, in the order they'll appear. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. City settles lawsuit from protesters who accused NYPD of firing sound cannon at them. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Child trafficking in South Asia facilitated by open borders. Another false start in Africa sold with Green Revolution myths. Kenya's poor need different lockdown restrictions to survive, scientists urge. UN Chief to Indigenous Forum, prioritize inclusion and sustainable development. UN World Court marks 75 years of work to ensure peaceful settlement of disputes. Challenges with skill development programs during the pandemic. COVID-19, Greta Thunberg contributes €100,000 to vaccine equity initiative. UN stands in deep solidarity with St. Vincent after devastating volcanic eruptions. World on the verge of climate abyss, as temperature rise continues, UN Chief. A growing new health crisis focusing on emergency rooms, medical history and vaccines. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Bank of England considering launching a digital currency. Drone King Obama enjoys life in $11 million mansion, while drone whistleblower Daniel Hale goes to jail for exposing war crimes. Gates unhinged, dystopian vision for the future of food. Journalists, learning they spread a Central Intelligence Agency fraud about Russia, instantly embrace a new one. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Maxine Waters urge protesters to get more confrontational? Did a Florida man attack a woman at a Ferris wheel? Capitol Officer Brian Sicknick died of natural causes, rules medical examiner. Was meth found in breakfast burrito at Houston Airport? Was Katy Perry banned for life from SNL? Judge issues ruling on Disney Performers Local 385 union. National Rape Day warnings circulate on TikTok. GOP targets ballot drop boxes in Georgia, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, elsewhere. Oregon gun storage law would be among the toughest in the U.S. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Democratic spin on bipartisan support for American Jobs Plan. Idaho doctor makes baseless claims about safety of COVID-19 vaccines. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Whatever else, Derek Chauvin must make us say, never again. Abby Jacobson teases her nuclear A league of their own. Are COVID vaccine side effects a good sign? Cruel Summer is your new teen thriller TV obsession. Ron DeSantis is doing great and that's a problem in Trump's GOP. Is this the most incendiary COVID conspiracy freakout of all? How the rich mask their greed with ostentatious philanthropy. Andrew Yang will shit-talk Florida to get rich New Yorkers back home. Syria chemical attack deniers admit links to WikiLeaks in Russia. Model accuses Paul Marciano of sexual harassment, slams guest safe spaces PR push. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Why we're obsessed with the Bigfoot legend at the center of Ulu's Sasquatch. Putin is calling the shots. Ex-lawyer sentenced for stealing $1 from cops 9/11 compensation. Long Island high school teacher accused of having sex with student. Trump says he is beyond seriously considering 2024 White House run. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The basics of how meteor showers work. Relic from the Wright brothers' first plane flies again on Mars. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. One senator's proposal to save forests and create jobs. Tyrannosaurs may have been social carnivores, not loner predators. U.S. expands vaccine eligibility as more than a dozen states report rise in COVID cases. Green jobs boom in traditionally red Texas. Traditionally red Texas experiencing green jobs boom. All U.S. adults now eligible for coronavirus vaccine. Female engineer makes history with Mars test flight of Ingenuity helicopter. All U.S. adults now eligible for COVID-19 vaccine. NASA's Ingenuity helicopter makes maiden flight on Mars. CBS News poll, Eye on Earth, what drives views on electric cars? The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. The real Batman tank, Ripsaw EV3, F4. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 9 teens injured as gunfire erupts at 12-year-old's birthday party. FedEx should or never was given a red flag hearing, according to prosecutor. TikTok user sound alarm on disturbing video that declares April 24 National Rape Day. Warrant out for arrest of NFL pass rusher Aldon Smith on battery charge. At Vickle for Jaslyn Adams, 7, neighborhood leaders and family call for shitter to be turned in. New Delhi imposing new week-long lockdown due to spiking COVID cases. Suspects in Kristen Smart's 1996 cold case murder plead not guilty in California. Police searching for $160,000 Big Bird costume stolen from Australian circus. City of Cedar Rapids to pay $8 million to black man paralyzed by police officer. The following headlines are from military.com. Fort Bragg paratrooper killed in training accident. Study of 400,000 female vets links PTSD to heart disease. More National Guard troops approved for D.C. as the Derek Chauvin trial goes to the jury. Marine V-22 Osprey makes first landing on Navy hospital ship. The Coast Guard may get its first female 4-star admiral. Study of Marine recruits reveals imperfect immunity effects of having COVID-19. NASA's Mars helicopter takes flight, first for another planet. 2 guardsmen return to duty after being shot at in Minneapolis. 3K troops brace for unrest. Lost for decades, a Marine World War II hero finally comes home. Wipes clog the pipes, civil engineers say American toilet paper okay to use at Yokota. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Some people are reporting abnormal periods after a COVID-19 vaccine. U of I professor is looking for answers. Massive supply imbalance fueled by vaccine hesitancy. Illinois latest struggles with COVID-19 mass vaccination. Nursing home advocates seek law requiring facilities to offer virtual visits. Murder case against former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin in the killing of George Floyd goes to the jury. Yaku, the Shedd Aquarium's oldest sea otter, turns 21. Officer in fatal police shooting of Adam Toledo speaks with Cook County prosecutors, sources say. Behind the scenes with the Shedd Aquarium otters. Skokie teen dies from complications 16 months after accidental Mundelein shooting. The Spin, Lightfoot dismisses unsubstantiated Twitter chatter. Pritzker puts National Guard on standby ahead of Chauvin verdict. First Lady Jill Biden and Dixon. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Russia says to launch own space station in 2025. Kosovar biologist calls newly found insect after coronavirus. Can extreme melt destabilize ice sheets? The climate pledges of the world's top emitters. CO2 emissions set to surge, IEA warns. SpaceX set to take 4 astronauts to International Space Station Thursday. Mass fossil site may prove tyrannosaurs lived in packs. Viking metalwork craft and expertise evolved from 8th to 9th century. Flushing a public toilet, don't linger, because aerosolized droplets do. How many Anthropocenes? Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, April 20th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. UEFA women's soccer head pushes back against Super League. UEFA President urges Super League owners to reverse decision. Mason, 29, installed as Tottenham manager for rest of season. Everton accuses breakaway clubs of preposterous arrogance. Reports, UK to toughen climate target before Biden summit. UK job figures show young hardest hit by COVID restrictions. Israeli police scuffle with protesters in Arab neighborhood. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, April 20th, 2021. Bridge, April 20th, 2021. Horoscopes April 20th, 2021, Jessica Lang, make peace of mind a priority. Ask Amy, I overheard my co-workers mocking my appearance, and I cannot forget it. Harriet Cole, I'm displeased by how my girlfriend's dresses on the job. Miss Manners, here's how I make my emails as condescending as possible. Dear Abby, I want to date him, but we have a connection he may not realize. Richmond man shot and killed in Vallejo, police say. On Patrick Marleau's special night, Sharks lose 2 Golden Knights in shootout. COVID, Fremont parents rally demanding schools reopen. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. 120 students selected for Summer Entrepreneur Program. Beauty products manufacturer expanding Tennessee operations. West Virginia gets $1.88 million for virus detection. Effort to keep pregnant NC prisoners healthy limits shackles. Prescribed fire scheduled for Mississippi's Deer Island. Kentucky AG, utility settlement will lower electric rates. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Wall Street's cookbooks fueled the financial crisis in 2008, it's happening again. Elizabeth Warren suggests U.S. explore conditional aid to Israel. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Understanding spoilage and quality issues may improve American artisan cheesemaking industry. Study helps unravel why pregnant women develop heart failure similar to older patients. Rock glaciers will slow Himalayan ice melt. Predicting the onset of diseases. Designing healthy diets with computer analysis. Beta marketing for a better world. Efforts to reduce opioid prescriptions may be hindering end-of-life pain management. Gut's immune response in COVID-19 may not provide efficient protection of other organs. Individualized training is key for autistic adolescents learning to drive. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Menu planner, black bean corn chili makes an excellent meatless meal. 2 shot Monday in Chicago. Police seeking vehicle wanted for fatal hit and run in Austin. Horoscope for Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Cubs catcher Wilson Contreras is twice the guy he used to be. Missing 19-year-old man last seen in Roseland. Bulls get defensive again, hold Celtics to 96 points en route to victory. Blackhawks lose again to Predators, fall further behind in playoff race. Woman, 19, missing from unincorporated Maine Township returns home. Armed robberies reported in Englewood over the weekend. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. St. Louis Street dedicated to local blues legend Kim Massey. 9 Mile Garden hosting outdoor family films each Saturday night all summer. Mr. Miyawski's Sourdough is now open on Main Street in St. Charles. St. Louis weather forecast predicts snow Tuesday. Quick Fix Synthetic Urine, your best fake urine option 2021. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Whitmer traveled out of state to visit sick father amid pandemic. 9 best dating apps for single parents in 2021. Greta Van Fleet will take part in a Reddit AMA on 4/20, so you can ask why? Top dating apps and sites for people with herpes. Detroit's Page's bookshop ravaged by early morning gunfire, shop cat survives. Skymint is giving away these giant joints on 4/20. Detroit-based Impact Network is educating about COVID-19 with vaccination drive and documentary series. Far-right group tied to Michigan GOP co-chair falsely claims January 6th insurrection was staged. Chris Stapleton announces a pair of dates at DTE Energy Music Theater after Album of the Year win. Is your partner secretly cheating? A guide to find hidden dating profiles. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. A real barn burner, the Flamin' Hellcats at Continental Club. Hidalgo announces no appointments needed for COVID-19 vaccines at NRG Park. Are Deshaun Watson's 22 accusers lying? Rusty Hardin says resounding yes. Who do Houston Texan fans blame for this mess? HGO presents Marion Song virtually in spoken word and song. This week in Houston food events, free kids meals and National Picnic Day. Bonzilla picks a particularly brilliant 4/20 song. The next headlines are about world records making news. AMD EPYC 7763 setup busts Cinnabon chart 23 world record Bittech.net. Soldier reveals he's walking over 26 miles a day for 30 days to raise money for charity, Daily Mail. The unbeaten rubber band flight record set in Grantham, the Lincolnite. India's Mirabai Chanu creates new world record and national record, Jagran Josh. Wayne County angler catches world record-sized spotted gar, iNews. Lukashenko congratulates Belarusian Paralympic swimmer Alexei Tale on setting world record, Belarus News, BelTA. Braun drag racers world record, The Echo, Etchernet Daily. Crash cyclist Josh Quigley to make Guinness World Record bid, BBC News. Belarusian Paralympian Alexei Tale sets new world record, TVR. Super typhoon upends an unthinkable, long-standing world record, The Weather Network US. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Facebook's long-stalled digital currency could be tested this year, report. A Geico data breach lets cyber fraudsters steal customers' driver's license numbers. James Charles' YouTube channel has been demonetized amid allegations he sexted with minors. You Had One Job, Ghostbusters, Afterlife serial. The Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse sequel has a trio of new directors. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell told us what he would do if someone said there were knives in his pillows. Sasquatch director Joshua Roth on chasing after murder mysteries and monsters. Blaze it, more than 90% of Americans support legal weed in new poll. Louisiana representative boldly offers to make his state a sanctuary for fossil fuels. Microsoft Surface Laptop 4 is nearly perfect. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Matam in Senegal at 113.72 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 96.52 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 71.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Marvel drops first teaser for Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. More J&J troubles, vaccine manufacturing halted and more possible clock cases. Parler replatformed as Apple allows social network back into App Store. Millions of web surfers are being targeted by a single malware teasing group. Sony reverses course, keeps legacy PlayStation online stores open. Missing Arctic ice fueled the beast of the East winter storm. Cops almost 99.9% sure Tesla had no one at the wheel before deadly crash. Live blog, all the news from Apple's spring-loaded event, Tuesday, April 20th at 1 p.m. Denisovans may have met us in the Pacific. Dishy McFlat Phase 2 become fully mobile, allowing Starlink use away from home. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Morrissey slams Simpsons over unflattering parody. J&J and other drug makers go on trial over U.S. opioid crisis. How the right wing invented a fictional crisis and tricked us into believing it. That sure sends a signal. Judge grants Proud Boys defendant 30-day extension to mult plea deal. Wrong and dangerous. Taxpayers are still funding Trump's defense against rape accuser. Here's why Republicans are suddenly panicked by the free market they used to love. A seedy Trump loyalist tried to stay in government under Biden, but it didn't work. 60 Minutes faces pushback for giving Oath Keepers a platform to push lies. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a problem Republicans want. GOP governor abruptly canceled Prec 12 mask rules, but school districts quickly rejected it, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. New coal projects have gotten super expensive to finance. How Brazil's far-right extremists learned from Trump insurrectionists on Parler. Jury deliberation begins in Derek Chauvin's trial. Today is Bicycle Day, which isn't quite what you think. Hooray, all U.S. adults are now eligible for the COVID vaccine. Remember the Tea Party? It's still raising millions in dark money. How a feud between two Tea Party leaders helped lay the groundwork for the Capitol insurrection. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Penn State Scranton hosting virtual regional research symposium this week. Penn State University, Penn State News. Key things to know about NASA's Ingenuity Mars helicopter, phys.org. Groundbreaking effort launched to decode whale language, National Geographic. Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks science can reign supreme again, The New York Times. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. The role of stem cells in cancer progression and therapy at Dove Medical Press. Neuroplasticity can be turned on and off in the brain of a fruit fly, Big Think. Does sleep improve learning by enhancing skills while you sleep, Vet Candy. New examination reveals insight into complex brain measure that learns and structure new memories, Microbius India. Neuromorphic Computing Market Outlook and Opportunities in Grooming Regions, edition 2021 to 2026 leading players, IBM, Samsung Electronics, Intel Corporation, HRL Laboratories, Los Angeles de la Malinche, Los Angeles de la Malinche. New study sheds light on complex brain process that helps learn and form new memories, newsmedical.net. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, April 20th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFO images are real, Pentagon confirms. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.